There are only about 60 approved kinds of drugs suitable for the 220 million children in China. A government report says children's medication make up less than 2% of all approved medication in China. It's a concern for this hospital head and CPPCC member.
The shortage is very, very serious, especially for children under 3 years old. We have to give them drugs meant for adults, like a quarter of a pill. Furthermore, many drugs have descriptions which say they haven't been tested on children. So we have to ask parents to sign a consent form saying they understand the risks.
This drug company began developing children's medication in the 1990s. This was a decision made by the board's chairman, Ren Wuxian, who is also a deputy of the National People's Congress. He says children's medication will be their strategic focus. This company says it's spending 30% of its research funds on developing children's drugs, both traditional Chinese and conventional medicine. But the firm agrees that in terms of profit, children's medicine is not a lucrative market. Among the 6,000 or so pharmaceutical companies in China, only about a dozen specialize in children's medication. Meanwhile, about 30 others, including this one, make it a part of their business operation. Ren explains why companies are wary of the children's medication market.
It's difficult to develop children's drugs. The difficulty lies in the clinical tests. Especially in China, there are many patients, but parents don't want their children to test drugs. And children's drugs are cheap and not very profitable, so companies don't want to spend much effort developing or producing. One of our traditional Chinese medicines for children took us 10 years to research and 5 years to test.
Last June, the government encouraged pharmaceutical companies to develop a specific set of drugs. But Ding says more incentives should be offered.
The government really needs to offer more support to companies, like faster approval, subsidies, or tax cuts.
Yabao Pharmaceuticals said it would develop the medication that China urgently needs for clinical use. But Ren says clinical trials will be very challenging and difficult, as it will involve babies under 12 months. Guoxiu, CGTN, Beijing.